Hello all reefers. I will talk about some good functions we have since long time back in Autoregulation, Autoregulation and Mastertronic. Those three units are together in an ecosystem and talk to each other, making it to a totally complete autopilot system. The basic function from the beginning was the Autoregulation and Autoregulation. The Autoregulation is 5 pumps, so you can assign 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 pumps to talk to Autoregulation. That means when you are doing extra doses or skipping doses, commands from the Autoregulation that will be performed in the assigned pumps in the Autoregulation. That will mean that if you have a low KH, you will not only dose KH, alkalinity, you will dose all the 3 elements, KH, calcium and magnesium, in ratio 1:1:1, which is the base when you are dosing these building elements in a reef tank. In that way, Autoregulation will control the basic dosings in the Autoregulation in a way like this, that everything is following in ratio 1:1:1. All 3 elements, calcium, KH, magnesium. The only thing you have to do is to have these pumps in Autoregulation mode, and the Autoregulation should be in Autoregulation mode. This is unique for our system, that we have this totally autopilot, and we were the first of that in the world. Now, when we did the Mastertronic, we will fine-tune this balance shallow. I said that calcium, KH, magnesium is consumed in relation 1:1:1, but in practice, this is not always the truth, because all tanks consumes a little different ratios. If you have a very new tank, it's very common that you consume a little more KH than calcium, and maybe the opposite if you have an old tank with a lot of corals that grow very, very fast, then maybe you consume a little more calcium compared to KH. So then the dosing ratio is not perfectly 1:1:1. The only way to fine-tune that is to measure calcium and magnesium from time to time. You will never do that manually. No people will have that time. We knew that by experience. So therefore the Mastertronic will solve this for you. So if Mastertronic, for instance, measure a low calcium value that is below your reference value you have settled yourself, then it will go to the Autoregulation and fine-tune down the calcium channel in a percent that you have chosen. For instance, 10% decreasing. And in that way, the Mastertronic will fine-tune selectively the calcium channel in Autoregulation. Same for magnesium. You can have a low magnesium or high, and then you have Mastertronic speak to Autoregulation and selectively fine-tune the magnesium channel in Autoregulation. All these functions are totally autopilot. So when the Mastertronic has done 1 changes of the calcium channel, it will not redo it immediately when the next measurement, because it must stabilize. So we have also an inbuilt algorithm that it takes 4 days, and then the Mastertronic is able to do a correction again. So you don't get a correction on a correction. That is very important, and that is also specific for our system. And all this is because we that design the Focustronic products are experienced reefers ourselves, so we knew what people want. And here is now exactly how you shall set. Go to the calcium, for instance, and you set the desired reference interval where you want the machine to act. If you are outside these values, then the Mastertronic will fine-tune the calcium channel in the assigned Autoregulation pump. So first of all, you have this reference value. After that, you put action mode on. After that, you assign the pump in Autoregulation. For this example, I have pump 1 that is dosing calcium. So I assign pump 1 in minus direction mode and choose 20% as a correction factor. You can decide that yourself. And that's all. Now Mastertronic will fine-tune the calcium channel in your Autoregulation. This was a few tips for today, and I will give you more for future.